And we are live.
Welcome back to Strictly Casual Checkpoint. Checkpoint brought to you by Strictly Casual, your number one show, rounding up all the hottest gaming news stories of the week and discussing all the relevant topics you need to know about. I'm one of your hosts, James Walmer, brought to you with my one and only lover and friend, the spiciest meatball in gaming, Vincent DeSantis. Vincent, you just got back from Texas. How you doing?
I'm exhausted, dude, mentally, physically, but I had such a great time. It was a great time
Are you
away.
adjusted?
No, I think that's might be why I woke up early also.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't feel like I'm settled or anything yet, but yeah, dude, super busy right now, but in a good way. I feel like it's productive busy, and I'm feeling like really good about that right now. But yeah, it's been a bummer, dude. I've been away from you guys for a week for Strictly Casual. Haven't been able to stream in a week and stuff. And like, I don't know. I got a lot of things I want to do this week. So
yeah. Speaking of the channel and what's going on, guys, we did a San Diego Comic-Con panel, or not panel. We just filmed us going through Twitter, standing outside, talking to people outside the Hall H panel. Yeah, it was a panel.
Yeah, Hall H panel. Yeah.
The Hall H panel. That's up there. Just skip past the first 15 minutes because I didn't have Ryder's audio on.
That's fair.
And we also have our freeze frame episode coming out soon.
Thanks for doing that.
It's
by the
not
way.
already out.
I appreciate
it. It was a great episode.
Good.
It was a really good time.
Okay.
So you should go back and listen to it because it was a fun conversation.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah.
We talked about a lot of stuff. And guys, thank you to our audio listeners. You can find us on youtube.com/strictlycasual. Please hit us with a rating on audio platforms and subscribe. Leave us with a rating, all that good stuff. It helps us out a lot. Just any sort of interaction with us. We also want to just hear from you, not just for the algorithm. We want to interact with our audience. And the more ways we can do that, the better. Tell us what you want. Tell us that I need to do my hair better in the morning. Tell me.
Sure.
Speak sweet nothings in my ear.
Amen.
Guys, today we're talking about a lot of stuff. Today is a juicy episode of Checkpoint. We're talking about KOTOR. We're talking about GTA 6. We're talking about PlayStation VR2 and more. But more importantly,
let me just say real quick. I think that this is a perfectly well-rounded video. We have three main stories that have good juice and meat and a lot of things to talk about here, plus a rumor that is actually interesting and not just like something I could care less about. So like I think this is perfect. It's gonna be a great episode.
It's gonna be a great episode. But most importantly, Vin, how you doing? What are you playing?
I've been gone, so nothing. I haven't played anything. And
what have you been wanting to play? What's been at the back of your mind that's saying like I wish I could be playing this right now.
I want to platinum Elden Ring so badly. So badly. And I'm so close. Unfortunately, I think I told you this last week, but I streamed Elden Ring and I did something that locked me out of an ending. And so now I have to do a separate quest line to then unlock that ending again. And I need to figure out the timing of that to make that all line up for the trophies. It's a whole thing, but I really so bad. I'm so freaking close, dude. I can feel it. I can lick it with my tongue and taste it. That sexy number 30 platinum that's jumping in right there. So that is what I want to play. And then also you've been really, I really want to play Yakuza 0. It's not been on my mind too. I would love to jump into that.
Yakuza 0 is great.
But yeah, I hope to get some, and I'm not gonna lie, they did another update for Battlefield that I haven't jumped into yet, and I'm excited to play that and joke around in there for a little bit. But that's it. That's all.
Vincent, I was on the Yakuza train for a while. I noticed that I used the word "was" because I did a little game roulette this week.
Sure.
And I jumped into Arcade-Ageddon. I jumped into a little bit of Fork Knife, a little bit of Fall Guys, all that good stuff.
You gotta tell me about Arcade-Ageddon. You gotta tell me about it.
I think Arcade-Ageddon is gonna be fun with friends, but as a solo experience, it's just not hitting for me.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
But there's a lot of cool unlockables and stuff like that I was like, yeah, I could see myself really working towards this.
Yeah.
But it is that sort of Risk of Rain where I'm like, I don't feel the need to play this by myself.
Yep.
And clear levels. Also, hate how long the tutorial.
I found it helpful going into my first long survival thing where I was doing I did 6 waves or whatever, which took 45 minutes or something to go through all that. And I was like, ooh, I'm glad I did the tutorial because I would not understand this piece. So I feel you though. It is a long tutorial.
Yeah. I really enjoy the weapon variety in the game too. There's a lot
Yeah.
of different weapons that have a lot of different effects.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, as a new player, I was like, I have no idea. Like, I'm trying to compare guns on the ground. And I'm like, I have
Yeah.
no idea what behaves like what.
Right.
And I picked up a gun that was a healing gun, and I didn't know it was a healing gun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, I guess
This is gonna screw
I
me
need
over
to find
later.
a new
Yeah.
gun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. But the main game I've been playing this week, I booted up twice, and I've already put in about 6 hours, and that's Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Let's go, baby.
I didn't expect it to really stick with me the way that it is right now, but that is the game I'm thinking about wanting to jump into, but cautiously, because I'm like, if I jump into this game, it's not going to let me go for like 3 hours.
Yeah. Where are you at?
I just did the raid with Jessie, where she's like, I'm gonna do a different bomb with like lower blasting agent.
Oh, yeah.
And that's after the you break into her mom's house.
Correct.
Yes. So I did that whole thing, and
Okay.
now we're going back.
Cool. So you're at the slums already, or are you back at the slums? Or not
We're
yet?
not back at the slums yet. Well, hold on. Is the whole thing where you go to sleep, but then the ghosty ghoul goblin guys come back to the town and they all
Oh
swirl
yeah, that's the
around and they
slums.
fight everyone?
Yeah, yeah, you're past
Yeah,
that. Okay.
yeah, I did that. And
So
that was kind of a big story thing.
I would say that you're still in the intro of the game after 6 hours, which is absolutely wild. It seriously
That
is
is
a
absolutely wild.
50 hour game.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm like, this game is just, I can tell this is a game.
And oh my god, I love the characters so much. And that is
Characters
how
are
fun.
great.
They really are.
Really, really good characters.
And the combat's just fun. It's just so fun.
The combat is a lot of fun.
There's a lot to master. There's a lot to play around with in terms of the different elemental attacks, or I guess, or what do they call
Yes.
them in there?
The spells.
But what's the word? They have the
The
not
mat.
mana, but
No.
I don't know. It'll come to me.
The balls. The balls.
Oh, materia.
Materia. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, different mixes of that in your. I mean, I'm sure you only have like 1 or 2 slots right now available on your.
I do have 2 slots.
I think by the end of the game
I
you have
had
like
that other
6.
sword with I had the other sword with 3 slots, but I don't want to use that sword. I want to use
I used
the Cloud Buster
I
sword.
used Cloudbuster until like the final.
Sorry, Cloud's Buster sword.
Yeah. I used that until like the final 3 chapters or whatever when I got this like insane double edged just like it was so
Whoa.
badass, and it had way more slots, so I was like, I need to use this. I'll upgrade it. I
Yeah.
don't care. I have a lot of materials, but I did stick with that
Yeah.
one throughout most of it. And then there's
It's
one.
just so cool. How could you not?
Yeah, there's one more sword that looks similar to Guts Greatsword, like very similar.
Whoa.
And that's like the 3rd sword or whatever, and that has a special
Yeah.
attack. So you use the weapons until you unlock their special
Right.
attacks, and then you can
then you
slot those
could-
special attacks. It's awesome. That's a great. That's a
It's
great
really
thing.
cool.
So
It's a great system.
yeah, I did that with that sword because that has my favorite special attack. You mix that with like the
Mhm.
final sword, and it's like, oh my god, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Good
it's
game.
just so much fun. And the one game design mechanic that I don't particularly love
Mhm.
is this is a fairly common trope, I'll say, in some of these story-based games. That puts you in moments um of urgency, of wanting to of needing to leave a certain place
Yeah,
at a certain time, get back to a rendezvous point. They want at the forefront of your mind to be like, I need to leave and go to this location.
because they
or I
slap a
need to-
timer on the top of the screen sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. And so I'm like, okay, yeah. But then they also put a bunch of like collectibles and destructible things in the environment to like catch your attention and go off. And I'm like, fuck, why you gotta do this?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm like, ugh, you're creating a sense of urgency, and I appreciate that. But like
you're breaking
me
everything
going
along
off,
the way.
if I'm breaking everything along the way, it kind of like breaks that sense of urgency.
I can understand that. Yeah, I think that hits hard in the beginning, and there might be a little bit of that in the end too. The
Mhm.
urgency type stuff that you're talking about. Yeah, that's
I
interesting.
like the urgency. I like events with a timer
But you want to
because
collect
it.
those health. You want everything you could possibly collect. Yeah.
Yes,
Also,
but maybe that's just what the game is trying to condition me to go against. Is like you need to
Sure.
decide. You need to pick one.
Something that I didn't really learn till like halfway through is to be using those vending machines that you get before certain areas and
Yeah.
encounters, because sometimes you just simply cannot pick up enough health potions than you're gonna need. Like
Right.
that was so huge to me. Like I was struggling hard with some of the easier stuff in the game. Like I should just buy some stuff. It's not even gonna kill me that much to use this much currency. What a great game. I can't wait to hear more of your thoughts going into it. There's some really awesome battles, like boss fights in here too. Some beautiful cinematics and like just good moments.
It's a gorgeous game. Everything looks so good.
Yeah.
I'll say there's the voice dubbing is either really good or really bad.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, no in between.
Like that beginning in the first act of the game when it's a close up on Sephiroth's mouth
Yeah.
and he's saying something to you and you can see like his tongue like hit the roof of his mouth when he's enunciating certain words. I was like, holy shit, this is incredible.
Okay.
This dude is talking to me.
Speaking, yeah.
Right. But then other times I'm like watching just Tifa or Cloud say something. I'm like, is this a bad dub over? You know what I mean?
I think it's part of the charm, dude. I kind of like it a little bit. It's so weird because like
I know what you mean.
It's like I know it's not good and it's probably not supposed to be like that or whatever, but I'm like, oh, it's like it's just like I sent you a clip on Twitter today of a movie that had a really terrible English dub over it. And I'm like, that's just part I just like that. I just like it. I don't know.
There's a certain like campiness to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
Oh man, cannot wait for the sequel to this game too.
That's it. Sorry, Yakuza 0, you're going back on the back burner.
Hate to see it. But guys, let's jump into the first thing that we got going today, and that's review roundups for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Super highly anticipated and stuff, and I can't believe it's out already. James, hit us with what we got.
I can't either. First of all, Eurogamer gives it its essential. Video Games Chronicle gave it a 5 out of 5. Destructoid gave it a 9.5 out of 10. IGN an 8 out of 10. GameSpot 8 out of 10. Press Start 8 out of 10. Game Informer 7.25 out of 5. Or sorry, out of 10. It really just overshot. Yeah. And this is what's really surprising to me. A Metacritic of 90 with 30 critics.
Yeah.
And an Open Critic of 86. This is one of those games, Vincent, that I realize or I recognize this is an incredible game and it's probably a must play. That Metascore is down to an 89 right now.
Okay.
But nevertheless, impressive. But I'm never probably going to get around to playing this game. I've just made my peace that I'm not going to play this for this foreseeable future.
Yeah, I've had people recommend it to me, and I'm sure I would like it if I played it.
Yeah.
But it's not anywhere near the top of my list. But really, here's a cool thing I've kind of noticed about this is we've had a lot of games come out recently that have like rave reviews, like must-play reviews, even some indie games coming out. And I just think that's really cool. Most of these games have been delayed or like their release date was guessed to be earlier than it was and stuff. And it sounds like they're taking their time, and delivering these really good experiences, So this is awesome to me that it's getting great reviews and the people that are playing it are loving it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I just think we're really in a good spot right now in terms of game development.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we got some positive things in the next story too, in terms of game development.
We do. We do have a lot of positive things, especially in terms of like I can only see it getting better from here on out.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I would agree. Let's just get right into that then.
Let's get into it. James, tell me about the story.
After years of waiting and years of speculation and rumors, we finally have some rock hard, if I will say, details of Grand Theft Auto 6, dude. Okay, this is from Rockstar GTA 6 update, broken by Bloomberg. Also, audio listeners can see this disgusting bug bite on my arm right now. I'm itching everywhere. It's just terrible. Anyways.
Those Texan bugs.
Straight from Bloomberg. Article is...
This is Jason Schreier.
This is Jason Schreier. Of course, Jason Schreier doing the Lord's work as he always does. This is James' note right here, just saying that it's a lot of workplace culture changes rather than concrete gameplay details, but it still gives you some gameplay stuff.
I have more concrete ones later on down the line at the end of this list.
I'll read a couple of these and then throw it to you, James, and we'll kind of, tackle this bad boy. But Feeling the need to move in a more tasteful and progressive direction, Rockstar has already removed transphobic jokes from the most recent release of GTA 5 and significantly narrowed its gender pay gap.
These are things that I didn't know already happened.
Right.
These are already changes they've placed within GTA 5 when they re-released the game onto consoles, or sorry, next gen consoles, current gen consoles.
Yeah.
They took out a lot of the offensive humor that they felt they stepped too far over the line.
And I want to just point this out too. I think it is very cool that came out in a Bloomberg report and stuff, like something that they're doing, and not a they felt like it was something they needed to do and not make it like a press release of, oh, look at us, look how we're better by doing this.
Yeah, they didn't virtue signal like we're leading the industry in being progressive. Which we're still a satirical game, but we're also progressive.
Yeah, this feels like way more like awesome. Good for you guys. It wasn't like, look at us, check us out. Like, look at what we're doing over here.
Feels a lot more humble.
So I think that is very cool. And this is awesome news too. GTA 6 will include a playable female protagonist for the first time. The woman who is Latina will be part of a pair of leading characters in a story influenced by the bank robbers, Bonnie and Clyde.
Which I think is really cool.
Pretty cool. That sounds great to me.
That sounds really fun.
Yep, absolutely. I'll get a couple more here. Developers are also being cautious not to punch down by making jokes about marginalized groups. And as for culture, Rockstar employees described a workplace culture full of drinking, brawling, and excursions to strip clubs.
So this is then talking about like previous experience in the office culture.
Because I was like, what
around
the fuck?
Like GTA 5. Yeah, no, it's like we're in this progressive direction. Unfortunately, no, this is before they started taking steps in a better direction. This is like where we see a lot of things like that are very synonymous to Blizzard workplace culture.
Yeah.
Around the time of when we were talking about that earlier this year, and no, actually that was last year. But I'll just get into it right now. Though GTA 5 was wildly successful, there was an outcry of hundreds of Rockstar employees to speak about not only like the workplace harassment, but also the difficult work environment. There's the article highlights a lot of how the company was kind of built on crunch, and a lot of these like, yeah, we're gonna make these huge games, but we're gonna put in the work to make these like the best games ever. So I didn't put in a lot of the details, but like a lot of those were like 100-hour work weeks.
Yeah, and this quote is good too that you have in here.
Yeah, it says, since that outcry, Rockstar has attempted to reinvent itself as a more progressive and compassionate workplace, according to interviews with more than 20 people who work there or left recently. So this is now, all of whom requested anonymity because they weren't authorized to speak publicly. One employee described it as a boys' club transformed into a real company. A spokesman from Rockstar declined to comment, which I find interesting that a spokesman, after having positive feedback from an anonymous employee, that a spokesman declined to comment, because it feels like you would want to kind of reinforce that positive messaging from a PR perspective. As for writing, go ahead.
Part of this reads to me like, I don't know. I'm really happy for Rockstar for this, first of all. And if GTA 5 was created from a dev team that was a boys club and what other things did they say? Workplace culture full of drinking, brawling, and excursions to strip clubs. If that was the workplace that created GTA 5, can you effing imagine people honed in on making GTA 6, by the way? Like, I think they want to say, proof is in the pudding. Like, here's our game eventually when it comes out. Look at, obviously, the game's going to be incredible. I have no doubt in my mind. This will be a great game. But the proof of that being a great game is also coming from changing the workplace culture. And I think that's what they're trying to nail. It's not like along the way. They're not trying to have articles being like, oh, look at all the stuff that we're changing. Look at all this. Look how they're not into that business. They're like, we're changing things for the better, and we're going to show you that we're changing things for the better. Here's what it's going to be.
Exactly. And I think a part of that is there's another quote in this article where they talk about, or Jason Schreier talks about, they talk about their method of going about satire for GTA 6 and GTA 5, and GTA historically is pretty raunchy, a little on the nose, not super tongue-in-cheek. And it seems like he comments on how it's almost strange or funny or ironic, even that the workplace culture is so like derivative of a lot of the like you would think, oh, the workplace would be much different than the things they're making fun of,
Right.
but it actually parallels the workplace culture
Yeah.
pretty spot on. Until now, and there's an interesting point he makes where he says, one of the Rockstar employees says, like, well, if we look at the US and where it is right now, it's like already a satire of itself. Like, we don't need to do a lot in order to make it satire. We'll just kind of like work with what we already have. And I think that'll make it for a lot more of a lot less of, I think it'll make it more tasteful, but also like less outrageous, or like they're really, like reaching up at something. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Right.
sometimes it can just be a little too on the nose. I think it'll make it for better humor, even.
Sure.
Commenting again, morale across the country is, or sorry, not the country, the company is higher than it's ever been, though the development of GTA 6 has been slower than expected. Morale across the company is higher than it's ever been, though the development of GTA 5, sorry, the same thing I just said. This is partially due to COVID, but also to the restructuring that kept overtime under control in regards to crunch, because it was a big issue. So a lot of that is, I'm going to jump down to staff support changes. So there's more producers to help avoid overtime. There's scheduling changes, conversion of contractors to full-time employees, removal of abusive employees, new mental health and leave benefits, and staff is just more flexible with their time. Overall. Vincent, can you wrap us up with that game info?
Yeah, so we have a little more game info, which is the working title for GTA 6 is Project Americas. The main location is a fictional version of Miami and its surrounding areas. Interesting, which is a cool setting for GTA. Miami's a great setting for GTA. And it's set to evolve over time, adding new cities. So, the live service aspect scares me, but I think GTA 5 has been one of the more successful. Like, GTA 5 Online is a very successful live service game.
It's still one of the most popular games.
I have a lot more hope for this. It doesn't feel like a white lie or just like a lie of like to try to get people on board. It feels like, oh yeah, they'll probably do that. That sounds like they could do that. And then also the game world is already large and there's more interior locations than previous GTA games, which is super dope.
That also gets me excited.
Yep. Dude, I'm very excited for GTA 6. I can't lie.
Me too.
I really, really am excited. And not just for the story, because I am excited for the story, but I'm excited for the online play with everybody. I'm excited to like not jump in and have a hacked online lobby right off the bat. Like things like this, like quality of life and just what GTA looks like in 2023 or 4 or whatever this is now. Whatever this is going to come out in. Instead of a 2014 GTA or 2013 GTA.
I'm really excited because Rockstar loves to get down into the nitty gritty of the details. We saw that in Red Dead Redemption 2,
which is
and we'll continue to see that, and so I'm just really looking forward to see what they do to set apart GTA 6 and see like, this feels like real life. Like you'll notice things and be like, oh, that's crazy that they included this level of detail, that when this happens, like this real world thing happens, that this affects X, Y, and Z. Or that they nail down interior spaces so well that you're able to interact with like all these things. Or
Red Dead 2 released on PS4 and Xbox One. And it is one of the most impressive games I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
I cannot imagine it's been 4 years since that, 5 years since that now.
Yeah.
Wow, which is so crazy to think. That was 2017 or 2018.
No, it came out while we were in college.
Yeah, freshman year.
Yeah, 2018.
So yeah, this game will release 5 to 6 years after Red Dead Redemption 2. That is a long time. That is half a decade, dude. Half a decade.
Yeah.
There's going to be huge changes. This is going to be insane. I'm so excited.
It's going to probably be the biggest change from a Rockstar game like to date.
Which is wild. So wild to me.
That is very wild to me.
Can't wait, man. Absolutely cannot wait.
All right, so what I'm going to do for this clip, Vincent, is I'm going to start off with your big cam. And then when you kick it off to me, it's going to go my big cam. And then
start with two. Start with the 2.
Okay.
That way it gets both of us. Well, like start with the 2 while I intro the headline and then click to me when I start reading the bullet points.
Great. You got it. And then after I get done, I'll switch it back and for like discussion.
Perfect. Audio listeners, I love you. Thank you for listening to that. Listening to our pre-planning. Okay. You let me know. Give me that countdown.
Three. Oh shit! I'm gonna do that again. I just. Okay. 3, 2.
Guys, I'm really sad to report that Knights of the Old Republic, the PS5 remake, is reportedly delayed indefinitely. This comes from Games Radar. Big F here. The Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake is reportedly in serious trouble and has been delayed indefinitely. That is according to a new report from Bloomberg. Speaking to the people familiar with the ongoing development from the remake at Aspire Media, throughout July, according to the report, studio heads have been meeting with employees to inform them that Knights of the Old Republic remake is effectively on hold. This is reportedly so that the studio can search for new contracts and development opportunities. Like a complete dump, dude. A complete dump of this. So what else do we have here?
It's not looking good. In late June, Asper Media reportedly presented Sony and Lucasfilm with a vertical slice of the remake to represent their own vision of the final project. In the meetings the following month, studio heads told employees that the vertical slice, quote, wasn't where they wanted it to be, unquote. And that two studio heads, design director Brad Prince and art director Jason Miner, had both been fired from the company.
James, I just want to talk about this real quick. This company brings a vertical slice of the game of what the game will be like finished. So let's say the game is completely unfinished, whatever, they're still working on it, but they have one section where they're like, this is what the final product is going to look like and play like. They deliver this, they play it. Can you imagine working on this for so many years and then just having, the heads of the studio be like, this is not quite it, guys. This
doesn't cut it.
And then they fire the two directors of the game because of this vertical slice. It's not even like, let's make it better. It's like, you guys are not, this is not the good vision. This is not right.
I mean, to some extent, I have to think like, yeah, they know what's best for this game, and maybe they just weren't the right people to be working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Could be.
Even if but delayed indefinitely just doesn't sound good. It sounds like it's in development hell. Before I comment more, if you have anything last to say, I'm going to continue.
Continue.
Just so we get the full picture. Ultimately, the fate of the Knights of the Old Republic remake remains unclear. According to the new report, it's claimed that Asper Media originally wanted to release the remake announced in September 21 by the end of 2022. That's this year. Employees speaking as part of the report now believe that a more realistic release window is at some point in 2025. There's also a belief that developer Saber, who is collaborating with Asper Media on the remake project, now might take over the game completely. The Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake is still slated to be a PS5 console launch exclusive, but we'll have to wait and see any further details about its ongoing development troubles.
Yeah. Here's what I got.
Is this in development hell?
I think you could say this is officially in development hell right now, but it is in a development gray area to where we don't know if this will be continued to be developed at this point in time. This game?
Well, we kind of do. Maybe not under Asper. But potentially under Saber. I don't know anything about Saber.
Me neither. Couldn't tell you. I have no idea. But the fact that they're asking the studio to to look for new contracts and development opportunities is crazy. Now, one thing, we know Lucasfilm has the ability to just can Star Wars projects in the past because it's happened.
They can. After
seeing stuff or trailers and stuff like that. I don't think this is too late to get canceled, But I think this is a big player for them. If you really think about it,
I think this would be the time to cancel it, though, if they were thinking about canceling 100%. It.
Now would be the time before people get their hopes up with the gameplay or something or whatever it looks like. The fact that they're saying that it was going to launch in 2021, push to 2022, and now, if it would ever come out, it would be 2025.
No. They were not originally going to release. It was just announced in September 21. It was not slated for 2021 release.
Oh, they wanted to release the remake by the end of 2022, but now they're saying it might release in 2025. But that's from people, we don't know. We have no comment from the developers whatsoever. These are just from inside peoples. So, I don't know what the fate of this game is, if it's actually happening. But delayed indefinitely could mean a lot of things. We've seen delayed indefinitely get a new release date and actually release. Yep. But we've also seen that be delayed forever and canceled and done. It's hard. It's really sad, dude. I was extremely excited for this game. Extremely excited, especially because I think the Star Wars story is, people claim it's one of the best Star Wars stories is through Knights of the Old Republic. So the fact that we were going to be able to play a remake of that on PS5 with that insane CG trailer we saw, which was just of Revan walking out of the darkness, was so badass. I'm so excited to play this. It's a bummer, man. This is a huge bummer.
I'm still hesitant to say this is a bummer because I want to trust that Sony and Lucasfilm have a high expectation for this. And if they aren't meeting that high expectation, because Imagine if this did release at the end of 22 in the state that they might have seen it in, and we're like, shit, this is not good.
That would
You know
suck
what I
too.
mean?
Yeah.
That would suck. So I really like, I think Sony and Lucasfilm know the high bar that is set
Mm-hmm.
for this game and what it means to the fans and what it means for the franchise as a whole.
Yeah.
And I want to expect, and I hope they do. And that's me projecting like a little bit of my hope
Sure.
game. But I would expect them to know how important this game is and that they would have such a high expectation
Yeah.
for this game to absolutely look and feel incredible.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think that's great. Guys, if you want to know more about KOTOR and its indefinite delays or if it's happening, all of that, stick right here, Strictly Casual. We appreciate you guys. If you're listening to audio or if you're listening to this clip on YouTube, you can check out the full audio podcast on all audio platforms. Just type in Strictly Casual Checkpoint on, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, whatever the crap you listen to podcasts on. You can find us there, or you can watch the whole video podcast right here on youtube.com/strictlycasual if you become a member. We appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Beautiful.
We're good. We're good. Beautiful.
Bring us into the next one. Final of the big stories.
We got more PSVR2 details. And we also get a little info about the Meta Quest.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about that at the end of this, but I'm going to get into PSVR2. Sony has revealed that you won't need to take off the PlayStation VR2 headset to explore your real-world surroundings. Earlier today, on July 26th, that was earlier in the week, PlayStation unveiled a host of new details about the user experience side of the PlayStation VR2 headset. Chiefly, the new gen, that's a weird way to say it. The new gen headset has a mode where you can explore your real-world surroundings without taking the headset off. I mean, you can switch between the real and digital worlds at will. Some people call this what is it called?
Not pass through, but they have a.
I think that is what it's called. I think it's called a pass through. But just it uses the external cameras on the headset to look through, so you don't have to look. You don't have to go, take off the headset and look for your controllers or whatever. You can safely engage in your VR environment.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, there's a brand new broadcast feature for the PlayStation VR2 headset. If you hook up a new PlayStation 5 HD camera to your console, you'll be able to film and record yourself while you're playing games, capturing your reaction to certain moments, or even capturing your entire experience to use in content creation. This is really cool for content creators.
Yeah. To me, it'll be very interesting how it integrates because people, I mean, if you're streaming at all, like seriously or like interested in doing that, you're not using the PlayStation to stream because it's so limited in what you can do. Now, it's not bad. You can stream in 1080 and read chat off it, and that you could do the basics with it. But like, I want to be able to use this camera with the PlayStation and then have that as like another source in OBS, like not just what's coming. Like 3D Elgato, I want to be able to like capture the camera, the PlayStation camera, and the PlayStation, which I don't think is an even doable thing. So we'll see how useful this will be. What I think it'll be useful for, James, is pre-recorded videos. Is like you record it with the PlayStation camera or whatever. Like in Beat Saber, I love those videos where the camera's behind the person and you see like a whole room. That's awesome to me. And that is only done with like a green screen and stuff right now. So if they can integrate that sort of stuff into this, chef's kiss, baby. Chef's kiss.
That would be really, really cool.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
You'll also be able to customize your play area through the PlayStation VR2 settings. This means you can effectively map out your play area, responding to any objects or furniture surrounding you. Then you'll receive a warning when exceeding your play area. They showed a little video along with this that allows you to just kind of like Splatoon style paint your play area. And that's your area.
It's a little 3D map also, basically, which is just kind of cool.
It's a little 3D map.
Also, and it's like that technology of a 3D map, by the way, is like mind blowing to me that there's apps on your phone. Like I 3D mapped my room just to do it, and I have a full 3D model of my room like on my phone that I can like zoom in and get pretty good details. And it's like that's a free app. Like it's so wild. That technology is like just getting better and better and better. It's wild.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. That set also has two display modes, VR mode and cinematic mode. First of these options functions as you might think for any VR headset, giving you full 360-degree control with complete screen surrounding you. On the other hand, cinematic mode gives you a cinema screen view in your PlayStation VR2 headset, complete with 60 Hz and 120 Hz mode. The resolution for the cinematic mode is only 1080p, however. Okay. So the screen in the headset is only. There's still no release date for PlayStation VR2, but at least we finally have some more concrete details about the user experience.
Did you see the developer that had the PSVR2 and they're working on a game in PSVR2 and they took a photo of it like on their chair and posted it to Twitter. It got taken down super fast, but it's the first real look we've got at it
Yes,
in
I
person.
did. It was like on a leather chair.
Yeah,
right?
like a black leather chair. And I was like, damn,
Yeah.
like there it is. That's it, dude. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It looks great.
I think we are way closer to actually seeing this than we think. I really
I do
think
too.
this is about done.
I could see it by the end of next year, like fall 2023.
Oh, I'm thinking beginning.
Spring?
I'm thinking the beginning of the year / like, what is it? It's August right now. It's about to be August.
Yeah, it's August.
Is it?
Oh, you think it might be this holiday?
James, we still have 5 months, dude. Remember,
We do still have
we
5
only
months.
learned about the PSVR like less than a year ago. PSVR2.
Uh-huh.
We heard rumors of it back. You check out like the first 3 episodes of Checkpoint. There's a PSVR2 rumor on there.
Yeah, there is.
But also that was 120 episodes ago, which means that was like,
That is insane.
yeah, wow. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm excited, man. This is gonna be awesome.
Following this news, the Meta Quest gets $100 price hike. Increase the price by $100, which I think gives PlayStation VR2 much more room to breathe in terms of pricing, because I think the Meta Quest was its primary competitor at that price point. We don't have a price point for PlayStation VR2, but I was like, damn, I don't know how feasible it would be to ask people in order to the $500 machine they already have to pay another $400 or $500 for a headset.
Is that what
But
you're
now
still
that-
thinking the price can be? $500, $400?
I'll say 400.
I'm gonna say 400 too. That sounds about right.
But now that the Meta Quest is what, also 400?
I don't know how much. I can look.
I think it went. Yeah, look right now. But now, if the Meta Quest is now $400, granted, you still don't have to pay $400 for a PlayStation 5, but for gamers who really already have PlayStation 5s, that gives more of a incentive, especially if they get like a 4K screen, these really nice controllers with haptic feedback that have full finger, all
Oh my god,
like 100% finger integration or tracking. It's no contest.
So
in terms of technical specs,
price increase went from 400 to 500 for the Meta Quest. So you're right.
Oh my god,
it's $499. Keep in mind
for the 64 gig.
Keep in mind that's $499 for the 256 gigabyte.
Oh, okay, so that's the big guy. Okay.
But there. Sorry. Excuse me. It's $400 for the 128 gigabyte and $500 for the 256 gigabyte. So the cheapest entry you can get to this is $400. But are you telling me it was only $300 to get in last time? It was $299.
It was only $300 to get in last time.
Wow.
What they might have done is they slashed the 64 gigabyte model, so you can't buy that anymore. And so now the 128 gigabyte model might be the lowest you can go. But look up that 64 gigabyte because it would be kind of wild if they just slashed that entirely.
That would be insane. The Oculus, well, they still call it. Yeah. They don't even have the Meta. It's not like it's still branded with Oculus and it's all resale stuff. So they're not doing the 64 anymore. That sounds correct. Wow. Crazy. Whoa.
Which you don't even have to worry about storage on a PlayStation VR2 because it's all in the system.
Yeah. That's kind of there's a couple pros to having the wire versus the wireless. The pros being spec wise and stuff, they can deliver higher performance stuff with the wire.
Yeah.
Cons is it's not wireless. That's the con,
Right.
So
you just got to get a little creative with cable management. It's a little more difficult for smaller spaces.
Absolutely.
Some people have I've seen pulley systems that people have in their
that's cool.
room where they'll have a pulley on the top of their ceiling. Yep. So it keeps it up. So you don't have to worry about tripping on it.
Very, very interesting. Now,
Vincent.
Yeah.
We're moving on to Rumor Watch.
Rumor Watch, baby. I can't wait to get jingles for this shit so I can just click a button and then we have a Rumor Watch jingle and a random fun stuff
cool
jingle.
Shit.
Oh, we need that. That would really take us to the next level. I'll text Enzo. I'll be like, Enzo, we need a 2-second jingle. Guys, EA. I guess. I don't know. This report's confusing to me. There's a Black Panther game in development right now by a studio. Now, the headlines say EA is making this, but when you start reading all of the articles, it's a new studio that we'll get into right now. Maybe EA is publishing and a new studio is developing it. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But this comes from VentureBeat or our good friend of the show, who's not a friend of the show, Jeff Grubb.
Jeff Grubb, baby.
Jeff Grubb. Jeff, we'd love to have you on sometime. God bless you. Electronic Arts is getting into the superhero game which is so stupid because Electronic Arts is already in the superhero game. They have superhero stuff, right? What do they?
Do they? I don't think they do.
Really?
I don't think they do.
Interesting. Okay.
Because are you thinking what? Avengers? That's Square Enix.
That's Square Enix, yeah.
Spider-Man is Insomniac.
Yeah. Okay, maybe you're right. I mean, they got
That's-
superhero type games. I guess is the first like comic book
Who
thing.
published Marvel's Ultimate Alliance?
Capcom.
Capcom.
Yeah. Good game. Good games right there. Okay.
Good games.
EA is getting into the superhero game with a new title based on the Black Panther, according to a report from Giant Bomb member and former GamesBeat staffer Jeff Grubb on his daily news show, Game Mess Mornings. So
That's
awesome.
a fun name.
According to Grubb, the title is in early development and is a single-player affair. A new Seattle studio founded by former Monolith Productions VP and studio head Kevin Stevens is likely working on the project. Very, very exciting here. And the game will start with the death of one Black Panther. Players will take on a character that is becoming the newest incarnation of the Wakanda hero. Now, although Black Panther has shown up as a playable character in Marvel team-up and crossover games like Square Enix, The Avengers, and Nintendo's Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, he hasn't yet starred in his own major solo title. Know how this says he, but in the new, Marvel, in the new, Wakanda Forever movie, it's looking like it's not going to...
supposed to be she.
It's going to be a she, yeah. We don't know who yet. I have some questions here, James. I'm going to ask you. Do you think, let's say this game's happening and this is true. When would be an optimal time for them to announce that? Because it's not going to launch alongside the movie. The movie's way too soon for that. There's nothing like that happening.
I would say it would be around the release of the movie is when they do the teaser.
Good, yeah. I think that would be
early
smart.
Teaser. Maybe not a full trailer, but a teaser.
Now, I only think that would be the case if the character that they're doing in the game is the same character that takes over the mantle in Black Panther movie.
In the movie.
Because we don't know who's doing the movie, and we have no idea if this game is going to be
like a tie-in.
Well, not even just a tie-in, but any way connected. I have a feeling it's not any way connected, but it's very interesting.
That's what I got a feeling too. Also,
it's gonna start the game with the death of Black Panther. To have a new mantle is oddly similar.
But it could be. But that could also be T'Challa's dad, because T'Challa's dad was Black Panther before T'Challa.
Great call. That is great. Yeah, I think you could be right there. That's a
traditional storyline to tell.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good point. It might not be what the movie is going to be.
No, I hope it's not what the movie is.
Me too. I hope it's totally different and separate.
But I'm really excited. I think Black Panther is a perfect candidate for a solo game.
Oh yeah, I think Wakanda is a perfect setting for a video game as well.
A lot of stealth, jungle areas to explore, climbing trees. You got a lot of cool weapons and tools at your disposal you can use,
like a Predator-esque stealth system.
It is. It's very much like a Predator type thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'd be tight. That'd be sick.
Tell us a little bit more about like the developers, because you speculated that
the Amy Hennig team, by the way.
This is not the Amy Hennig team.
Okay. Yeah, there's
Amy
Hennig
team.
It's Hennig.
Amy Hennig team.
Jeff Grubb posted a picture of all the Marvel games in development right now, and Amy's game was different than this Black Panther project.
What was Amy's game?
It just says Untitled Amy project. we still don't know what she's working on.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you hear also another rumor kind of milling around, by the way, about the Marvel games that Spider-Man 2 will not only have playable Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales or whatever, but will have a DLC with another playable character that will siphon into a new game eventually. And people are like, it's not Wolverine. Like it's not
Is it Venom? Are we getting a Venom game?
James, I think I'm gonna dream big real quick. I'm gonna dream real big.
Play it on me, Vin.
I'm talking to team up with a new hero we haven't seen in an Insomniac game yet, and I'm thinking.
Who are you thinking?
I'm thinking we go Daredevil, baby. Do you know how much love Marvel is giving to Daredevil right now?
So much love.
I mean, I don't know. I have no evidence whatsoever of this theory at all.
Oh my god!
I think Daredevil plays nice with Spider-Man. They have a lot of good interaction and a lot of good storylines together.
Let's think about characters that have had iconic interactions with Spider-Man. We got Wolverine, who we already got slated for. We got Green Goblin.
Well, I think Green Goblin's gonna be a bad guy in this game.
Yeah,
In Spider-Man
definitely.
2.
We got Venom, who's also going to be in this game,
Yep.
but I don't know what the capacity looks like because
Me neither.
they could do a little tease and have him as antagonist, and then boop DLC play as Venom. Boom, there's that perspective that then
Sure.
kickstarts a Venom game. Or I'm thinking
I think playable
maybe
as
Hulk.
I think playing as Venom absolutely is gonna be a part of this.
I would hope so. I would love to play as Venom so
Who's
much. What
gonna be
about Hulk?
Venom? Do you think
Um,
Venom's gonna take over someone, or is it gonna be a just different character, or is Venom gonna be like his beast
no,
character?
no, he's not like independent. If that's what you're saying, I think he's gonna
Right.
latch on to. I think they're gonna do it different, and I think Harry Osborn is gonna be Venom
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
because I don't think the other characters are in the franchise. Like Eddie Brock
Yeah.
isn't in
Yeah.
Spider-Man universe yet.
So I'm
Neither
actually
is Flash Thompson.
I lied. I did play a little bit of Spider-Man this week. I don't know if I said this last week too, but
Oh,
I have that forever downloaded on my PlayStation, and I know a lot of people that auto popped all the trophies from PS4 to PS5 because you could download your save. But I just started fresh, dude, and I haven't even done
Yeah.
any story. I did the prologue, and I've been doing all the collectibles just for fun right now. And then I'll play
Yeah.
like I'll sweep up all the collectibles, do all the crimes, and then I'll just play the story straight through, and and then I'm gonna enjoy that because it's not a long story, but I just really like it, and I can't wait to like redo that on PS5.
it's a great story. Because the end shot, if
Spoilers for Marvel
Spoilers.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
spoilers for Marvel Spider-Man, the end shot is of presumably Harry's body in what looks like the Green Goblin tank,
A back to tank.
Right.
Yep.
a back to tank. Yep. And then you see the Venom like splat against
That's- yeah.
the front of the
I forgot.
thing. So I'm getting a little bit of doubles here. We're seeing
Yeah.
something that looks like turning into Green Goblin, but we're also seeing
What if the
a
Green
nod
Goblin?
toward
What if Venom takes over Green Goblin?
maybe. I
It's
don't
so
know.
wild.
That would get wild, but I think Insomniac is a little too like traditional in terms of like their like characters portrayals.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like Doc Ock was pretty standard. You know what I mean? There wasn't a huge twist for Doc Ock, and
But it was
who he
such a good story. It was such a good story.
Great story. I cried at the
Yeah.
first time I played it through.
I cannot wait to do that again. To cry again
Great story. Yeah.
in Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited about this Black Panther game. Obviously there's no details. It's kind of a rumor right now, but Jeff
Mhm.
Grubb has just an incredible track record with this right now. So I wouldn't
He does.
say this is
Great leaker.
Yeah.
I don't know who his sources are, but they're hidden.
Yeah, they're his sources. But time to move on to RFS for a little bit.
Woo-woo.
People's favorite part of the show, stories without a story. James, back and forth. Let's get it.
Secret area is found in near Automata 5 years after release. It's a secret door, and it goes through like a whole like cathedral looking thing, and it looks very Inception.
Yeah, looks pretty cool.
Looks very cool.
There's a rumor for the new PS Plus games in August.
It's confirmed.
Really?
This Sony said.
Really?
So yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, sweet. We get Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, which is awesome. Can't wait to play that.
Yep.
That's a game that I probably wouldn't have bought, but super glad is on this because I'll definitely be playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yakuza Like a Dragon and Little Nightmares,
Little Nightmares.
which I've seen so much
Great
play.
month.
Dude, incredible month. Incredible month. And then
Great month.
in August, for PS Plus Extra and Premium members, you're going to get 8 Yakuza games. Now,
That's not what it says. It says in 2022 you get 8 Yakuza
Sorry.
games. Join the PS Plus catalog.
they'll slowly get there. You'll get,
Yeah.
0, Like a Dragon, Kiwami 2, and then Yakuza 3 through 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now it's worth mentioning that I think it's 4, 5, and 6. No. I think it's just 5 and 6. Those are only available for the PlayStation Plus Premium tier.
Which is because most of these games have either released on PS4 before, or they did that collection with 1, 2, and 3 that re-released on the
Mhm.
PS4. So all
Mhm.
those PS4 games are going to be available on Extra, but the ones that they have to bring from PS3 or something up,
3.
then
3.
that's why you have to pay the premium for that one, which
Yep.
it makes sense. Works
Yep.
out. It's a good breakdown.
John Cena joins Fortnite today.
Get your $20 ready.
Yep.
Get ready to freaking do that. It's absolutely stupid.
I saw a video the other day of it's the dude, I forgot his name, but he's big TikToker and he does
Okay.
pizza review in New York, and he was doing it with John Cena the other day.
Oh, the Barstool Sports guy?
Yeah, the Johnson. Yeah, Barstool Sports guy.
Oh yeah, he's like that's gonna be a 4-2. That's gonna be a 6-4. I think he does that at
Yep.
the end of all his reviews. Yeah. What's his name?
Yep.
Dave. Dave something.
Yeah, Dave something.
Funny guy.
Funny guy.
Funny guy. And then Papers Please gets mobile release August 5th. Which actually
You
I
ever
saw
play Papers, Please?
No, I hear it's great.
It's so much fun.
Okay, cool.
You're just looking at documents and you're like trying to see if they're legitimate or not. So like it teaches you like what to look for, and you just gotta like it's just like kind of a what's it called, like a TSA type scenario, which they show you your papers and you either dump them, say get out of here, or you're like, all right, you can go. And then if you let the wrong people in, there's like repercussions. Like there starts to be like at the end of every day, there's like a thing of like, all right, like this is your food supply, like this is your pay. Awesome. You get paid enough. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
it's really, really good.
Cool.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 will get story DLC, and the series will continue beyond 3.
Nice. I saw a funny thing. It's like if you like story, play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. If you like gameplay, if you like story, play Xenoblade Chronicles 1. If you like story or gameplay, play Xenoblade Chronicles 3. If you like anime titties, play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I saw a lot of people interacting with that the other day. It was funny.
That's funny.
And then this morning, right before we recorded, the Backbone PlayStation Edition controller came out, which is also the same exact thing as the regular Backbone. It's just white with the PlayStation buttons and the PlayStation logo.
For PlayStation buttons, yeah.
That's it.
It looks pretty slick.
It sure does. It really sure does. And I really want to buy one. But I know it's probably not a good idea. There's no reason for me to do that.
I just never see myself playing mobile games.
Yeah. I brought my Switch to Austin, to Texas. Didn't open it. I didn't play anything.
You know what, Vin?
Yeah.
New York City is a great place to play mobile games.
Absolutely.
Or games on your phone, because taking the subway.
Yeah.
Some commutes.
Yeah, that's true. Slap that baby in your backpack, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited for you. This is great. This is going to be awesome. You're going to get a place right away.
Anxiety.
I'm not even worried about it.
Yeah. I think I'm more concerned with getting a job, because I need a job so that I could be more appealing to
renters.
Yeah, landlords.
Landlords, yeah. That's right.
Because if you get a guarantor is in the cards, but they need to make 80 times the monthly rent.
80 times?
Yearly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
80 times.
Yeah.
40 times if you're the leaser, 80 times if it's
sure.
the guarantor.
Good times, dude.
Insane.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a wild time.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening to episode 123. We will be back next week, potentially. What did you move?
Saturday.
Okay.
So I'll be on next week.
Okay. For episode 124, and then we'll figure out how that goes for the next couple weeks. Because don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
We'll see you next week for 124. And thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. If you're listening to this on audio platforms, please go check out the YouTube clip. It's gonna be the KOTOR clip. So check that baby out and check out all the SDC stuff, because it's rocky hard awesome, dog.
James I did all the production for our live stream.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm really proud of it.
So go watch it and leave some nice comments for James.
Please.
I love you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Peace out.